There's no way to put a value on what Natasha has lost due to a medical procedure on the NHS that has left her in agony.
Because it's a very sharp pain. It feels almost like I've got a piece of wood wedged in there.
Like a splinter?
Yeah, no, like a proper, like if you had a pencil, has been wedged in there.
Pelvic mesh implants were given to women to support internal organs after childbirth or a hysterectomy, but have left an estimated 10,000 people with disabilities as the mesh cut into their organs and nerves. For single mum Natasha, she's had to give up her cleaning business and is dependent on her 2 young daughters.
You know, I don't want them to be my carer. It's really hard when, you know, you're cooking tea and you have to get your 12-year-old to come out and lift something out of the oven for you. Seeing my neighbours take them on long walks or taking them kayaking, and all I get is the photographs at the end. It's taken our lives away.
Today, the Patient Safety Commissioner has proposed an urgent scheme to offer financial support to those damaged by mesh.
They said to me,
but also those harmed by the epilepsy drug valproate.
the facial dysmorphia.
Patricia was on it for both of her pregnancies, not knowing it would cause her children to have autism and lifelong learning difficulties.
We're talking about reminding them how to use the toilet properly, washing their hands, drying their hands, having a wash, brushing their teeth. Things like this that children would have learned when they're very small, we're still having to do every day.
Then obviously...
Joseph is now 23, but still needs warning.
Right, wait, Joseph.
About crossing the road.
Make sure it's clear before you step out.
Our biggest worry is what will happen to our children when the time comes that we're not here to look after them.
It's more than 6 years since Sky News revealed that regulators knew back in the 1970s that valproate posed a risk, but for years chose not to tell patients like Patricia. Today's review says patients expect an interim payment from the government of £100,000 for a valproate victim and £20,000 for mesh. That initial payment alone could come to £500 million, with a second sum proposed after a more detailed costing.
How quickly would you like them to respond?
Immediately. The need for redress is now. So I want the government to get on with it, to set up a scheme for patients and start making payments in 2025.
An independent review had recommended that 3 groups be given help. Primidos victims were also alleged to be damaged by a drug, but the government has excluded them from consideration.
Come on then.
But for mesh and valproate campaigners, the fight isn't over. The government still has to agree to the payments.
Yeah, I like the sound of the ocean.
Jason Farrell, Sky News.